Hey guys, back with another video. As you can see behind me, it's pollen season. Truck's completely yellow, don't even look green anymore. Got bees flying around. Today, we're gonna be installing door speakers. I got two sets of these JL Audio C1 650s. Same speakers I put in the front of the white truck. We're gonna be putting those in, and I know last video I talked about fixing my bumper. Ended up running out of time for doing that. Got a busy week. And it started raining last week, so that messed me up. So we're gonna be putting those door speakers in, and I'm gonna film fixing the bumper, or trying to fix the bumper. All right, so this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about fixing the bumper. As you can see, it's sagging on the back side here. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take and loosen these two bolts right here. 1, 2, I'm gonna loosen them, and I'm gonna probably push up with my hand to start with. I might just go ahead and get the jack. I got my car jack and a 4x4, and I'll just push up on that as much as I can and tighten these up. And I'm gonna do it on both sides. We'll see, what happens. What I might end up having to do is keep lifting it up and down, up and down, up and down, and kind of bending this bracket to where it'll pick that corner up. So we'll get the jack out, we'll get the 4x4, and I'll let you know what these are, and we'll get started. All right, so real quick, I took a 15mm socket. I'll loosen these two up, and I'm gonna try and get it to where you can see. But if you look up here, when I push up on this, you'll see it moving up a little bit. So what I'm gonna do, I got my jack, I got this 4x4. I'm gonna position it under here to pick up right here, and we're gonna pick up on it, and I'm gonna get them as tight as, I'm gonna get these bolts as tight as I can get them. All right, that's what it's gonna look like. I got it positioned under it. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the jack up, and then we'll tighten them bolts up, let it back down, and then we'll see what it looks like. Okay, just turning the jack up. I haven't tightened anything down yet. You can see how much more that gap is closed. I mean, it's almost flat now. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tighten that up. We're gonna let it down, and it's gonna dip back down. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna keep doing this process until we get that bracket bent a little bit to where it's straight. All right, I tighten everything down, lower the jack. That's what it looks like, man. It's perfect. I mean, whole lot better. We'll walk around to the other side. That way you can see what it was. See how much gap that is. So I'm gonna redo the process on this side, and then we'll be done with that. We'll start on the doors. All right, we got the driver's side tightened up. I'll let the jack down, show you that. Just real quick, I happen to notice this. You see that busted ball joint? We're gonna need to replace that. It's gonna work out because the white truck, I've already replaced the uppers. But whenever I do the lowering on it, I'm gonna have to get some different A-arms. So we'll actually take those A-arms and be able to reuse them on this truck. But I'm gonna crawl out. I'll show you what the driver's side looks like, and then we'll get started on the door speakers. All right, that's it. Everything looks good now. Finally got the bumper straight. Should have done it 2 weeks ago, but there we are. We'll go ahead and get to work on these speakers, which I think this is a lot. I've been wanting since the day I drove home with it. They're just busted. I think all of them are busted. I think a tweeter works on one side and the door speaker on the other, and that door speaker is flubbing out. So we'll get to work.
Damn, yeah. Stuff.
We're gonna do a little quick demonstration. I just got it on the radio. Got it on just that speaker. You can hear it. When I switch to the right front, the only thing working is the tweeter. We'll go to the back. Back left isn't working at all. Nothing. And sounds like the
passenger side rear's working. So driver side's halfway working. The passenger side tweeter's working. The passenger side back's halfway working. Driver side rear isn't working at all. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take the battery loose, and we'll start with the driver's side. And how I'm gonna do the tweeters, I'm gonna take and drill them out with the hole saw. You'll see it in a little bit when I do it. But I'm gonna have to let that stuff sit out for a little bit. I probably won't be able to put the door panels in until tomorrow, so that silicone can get hard. But we'll get to it. All right, it's kind of hard to get everything in there, but usually there's a cap over this. Mine's missing it, but you need to use a T20. Take that out. This right here, we're gonna take and pry it off with this. And then this right here, we're gonna pry it off too. So I'm gonna show you how to do that real quick. All right, that's that. That's what it looks like. So right here, you're just gonna start at the top up here and pry it. Pops right out. You could also use a flathead, but I would be more careful. I think you would better off with something wide. And then same thing over here. You just get behind it and pop it out. Comes. Come on, baby. Well, this one's going to be a pain. Yeah, there it goes. Took off like a rocket. All right, for this screw, all I'm using is say a 9/32. It's probably some kind of metric size, but I'm not sure. I'm just going to unscrew that. There's also a screw up here I got to take out. Alright. Take the top one out too. Handle. And unhook the light right here on the side. Alright, you get all that off. All you do is just, oh, forgot to pop that off too. It's just got 2 tabs and a thing on the bottom. And then you just lift up on it. All right, I'm gonna take and unhook the light and the door switch. All right, so real quick, that's what it looks like with the door panel off. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this loose real quick. It should just pop out. Let's see here, I'll get my little pry thing. There it is. And then I'll just unhook that right there. We'll unhook it. I'll go get the new speaker and we'll put it in and we'll go ahead and test it before we go any further. All right, so real quick, this is the bracket that's meant for my truck where it clips in the bottom and at the top. With the speakers I got, the holes don't line up, unfortunately. I can get like one in and then the other ones don't line up at all. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna have to either use this mounting bracket or put some self-tappers into the door sheet metal. On the white truck, it was already drilled out for like some self-tapping screws. So what I might do is just put the speaker up there, make a couple marks, drill 4 holes, and just bolt it straight in. Or I can use this mounting thing. I hadn't decided. So I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna figure that out real quick, and then we'll show you what we decided to go with. So real quick, this is your wiring harness. I paid for the factory hookup. So all you gotta do is just put the positive and the negative on the back of the speaker, and it clips right into the factory thing. I can't tell you, the best thing you can do when you order this stuff from Crutchfield, I get all this audio stuff from Crutchfield, and you can pay pennies to get them to go ahead and wire you up a harness for the stuff. Radios, speakers, whatever. So I went ahead and installed the driver's side speaker. I'm going to show you what I did real quick. I got a 1/8" bit, steel bit. I held the speaker up, just barely touched it a little bit just to start a spot on them 4 little doodads there. I didn't want to get metal shavings all over this. You know, it's got magnet stuff in it. So I made the mark, drilled 4 holes, went ahead and hooked up the wires and screwed it in. So I'll show you how that looks real quick. This is what it's looking like. Looks good. Everything looks great. I'm gonna hook the battery up real quick and make sure everything's working straight before I close everything, button everything back up. I still got to put the tweeter on. I'm gonna show y'all how I do that. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do it today. It's Sunday afternoon right now. Getting kind of later in the day. I might have to pull it back off tomorrow, but I really don't want to, so I might just leave it off. But I'm gonna test that real quick. But let me show you how I hook up these wires. So we'll flip that over. You see you got a small and a big one. I mean, they make it very simple. You got a big one and a small one, and all you do is just hook them straight up. And then that end plugs straight into your factory harness. So I'm gonna make sure that speaker's working real quick, and then I'm gonna show you how I do this tweeter deal. All right, got a little black pros coming on the radio, so everything's working right, so we'll unhook the battery and get to the tweeter. On the tweeter deal, so what I'm gonna do, I'm trying to show it to you. You're gonna take these 2 nuts off. You're gonna flip all these up on the grill, and you're gonna pull that screen piece off like that. There's one or two more under here. Might be 2 more. Yep. And we're just gonna push that straight out the bottom like that. So that's off. All right, I'm gonna get the socket. I'm gonna take that off, and then we're gonna pull that out. All right, this is what it looks like. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna break these little tabs off. I'm gonna pull this out. I'm gonna set it in my vise here, and I'm gonna drill this out with a hole saw, and then I'm gonna be able to set this tweeter in there. I'm gonna sit it in there. It's gonna be flush, and I'm gonna take silicone around the outside of it to hold it. All right, real quick, I took my hole saw, I drilled it out, put the tweeter in, I siliconed around it. That's gonna hold it in place. All right, so real quick, messed up big time. I put, you know, I got the door things off, and on both sides, because I'm letting the silicone on the tweeters dry tonight, and I'm gonna put them on tomorrow. Not thinking, I went over there and I locked this one. You know, it's getting towards the end of the day. I locked the driver's door, and then I'm like, wonder if I got my keys out of the ignition. And then I look down there, and as you can see, my keys are hanging there. So then I start looking up ways to break into my truck. And I'm like, well, the keys are in the ignition, so I mean, it's not supposed to be able to lock like that. So let me try it. So I pulled on the handle, you know. I'm like, well, guess I'm screwed. And then I'm like, well, let me try the back door. And guess what? Got lucky. Got lucky. So, hey, this is a reminder for everybody. And then I didn't have the key all the way in. That's why that did that. So, be careful out there, or you're going to be paying $100 on a Sunday for somebody to get your keys out, because every one of my keys is on this keychain, and I don't have a duplicate copy for anything or a key fob. So, I plan on getting some key fobs for both trucks. I'm going to get some new ones. I got to replace the door actuators in the white truck, but we're going to get some new keyless entry, and we're going to make it to where we can't do this again. So we'll finish up the video tomorrow. Once everything dries, I'm gonna get the front done. This is where we're at right now. I already tested the speakers, everything's good. And we'll get the tweeters in. I'm gonna have to rig up the tweeters. I'm gonna cut and have to do some soldering. I'll show you that. And I might have to take the door panels off the white truck to see what I did the first time. But we'll get the front done tomorrow for sure. And then we'll start on the back. The wiring for the tweeter, you're actually gonna take, and they send you this thing like this. You just take and hook it up. It gets its power from the speaker. I'm gonna pop this in there. I'm gonna run the top up through the hole right here, and we'll go ahead and put the door panel back on. All right, so I let the silicone dry for about 24 hours. It's good and hard now. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in. We'll button that back up, and we will put the door panel back on. All right, make sure you don't forget to put your grill back on too, or you're gonna be redoing everything. All right, real quick, we're a couple days later now. Got everything buttoned up on the front, tweeters, got the JO audio speakers down there. You can see them, yellow. I got the fronts done, sounds great. I went ahead and did the passenger rear yesterday right after I got done cutting grass. It's taking me days to get the stuff done because we're just working so much overtime right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the back right now. I'm gonna show you how to take this door panel off. We'll get this door panel off, and we'll change out the speaker, and then we'll be done, and I'll do a little audio demonstration, I guess. All right, real quick, you're just gonna pop that off, pop this off. There's a screw up in there. There's a screw at the bottom in the corner here. Take all that off. All you gotta do is just lift the door panel off and unhook the switch when you do it. Alright, that's what it's looking like. I just till the door panel, just kind of rotated it over. I'm gonna take these I think they're T15 or T20. There's 4 screws. I'm gonna pop them out, pry this out, and then we'll hook up the new speaker. That's what it looks like. You can use those screws that they send you, and they go right back in the factory spot. So I'm gonna go ahead, we'll put the door panel back on, button everything back up, and we'll do a sound check on everything. All right, we're gonna do our little test like we did at the start, show every speaker's working. This is centered up. That's the driver's side front, passenger side front, passenger side rear, and driver's side rear. We got everything working now. Sounds great too. A lot better than that paper cone stock speakers. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off, and we'll talk about what's coming next. All right, we got everything finished up. Sounds great. Couldn't be happier with the speakers. I'm gonna look into, I got some leftover tweeters for the back. I'm gonna see about, maybe I can work them in the back some kind of way. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look that up, see if somebody did it. But unfortunately, it took me 4 days just to replace the speakers, and I fixed, the bumper. It's taken me a long time because we're working a lot. We're working an extra hour a day, and we're working 8 hours on Saturday. So I'm probably gonna start pushing back a little bit, maybe putting a video up every 2 weeks, just so I got enough time, because in the afternoon I'm losing a bunch of time with my children, and I'm not doing that. So we're gonna start doing, if we do some weekly videos, it's gonna be little short things. It ain't gonna be like drawn out, which it don't take long to change out the speakers and do a lot of this stuff. It just, the video editing and stuff, it eats up some time.
I enjoy doing it. I do really like doing it, but it's not fair to them. I mean, they're waiting all day to see their dad, and I'm not cutting time with my kids. And but we're gonna get back on it. It's probably gonna be like this maybe 3 or 4 months. I think maybe through August. We're not sure what it's gonna look like past that, but I'm just gonna do some little easy stuff for now. I'm gonna go ahead and probably order the third brake light's coming next because it's leaking pretty bad. So we'll do that, and then tired of fishbowling, so I'm probably gonna go ahead and get a quote on getting my tent done. Then after that, I'm gonna jump on the light truck for sure. I'm ready to see what that looks like. Take the rear stop blocks out, drop shackle, and for the front, we're gonna do drop keys, see how it sits. And if I want it lower, we'll do some spindles, some drop spindles, 2-inch, and might do a flip kit. I'm not sure. We're just gonna have to see. And that's the short-term plans on everything right now. I might go ahead and see if I can find some color matched handles and mirrors too. So, but if you like what you're seeing, make sure you do subscribe and hit the like button, leave a comment. You know, really helps out. I messed up last week and forgot to add my tags on the video. And I sat there for 3 or 4 days. I was like, man, ain't nobody watching this. I was like, I done goofed up. And then I went and looked, and I was like, yeah, I didn't put no tags on it. The video didn't get pushed at all. So I guess that one's kind of dead in the water. But hopefully this video will do good. Hope it's helpful to some people. I feel like I showed a few things that could definitely help out, especially with that bumper deal. And because the first time I actually did that, I did it by hand. I didn't even think about using my jack and a 4x4. That actually worked perfectly. But like I said, just leave a comment, like, subscribe. Hey, thank you for watching. All my friends, family, everybody out there watching, I appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next couple weeks.